Man in the wilderness. Not playing. Not playing. Spitting fire. All right, people. Me tell you, so we are forward in a few, So we have to forward back, Yeah, and keep them real. Keep them honest and real. All right, so we're seeing in the paper today, but the Prime Minister, I beg electorate finna leave the JLP and not follow the propaganda. Prime Minister, you remember you had the lightest thing on the earth, remember he's the propagandist, See? Propagandist. What you have saying in the paper don't make no sense. I'm not going to play and show you say it don't make no sense. I'm not going to play what the Psoj say, People, sometimes we have to listen and learn, Yeah, man. We keep it real around here. Make we get to it. This is where the Prime Minister come put out and I beg people, no leave him, JLP, no leave him, the electorate, you have to keep him. And you look at all of the corruption and all of the arms house where them are going, none of them friends are going to prison. Money I rob from left, right, and center, and poor people get trampled. You might beg like he might beg you about not make them and propaganda. Are you the propagandist, brother? People tell you straight, brother. When you look on this, I gotta play something and just remind him of himself. Can I talk about himself, Look on this. Not to abandon the JLP. Look on this. People, you can't believe this. Holness begs electorate not to abandon the JLP. Look here, where must I write that song? Where there, son? Project manager, Conwell Regional Hospital. The hospital in there talk to People, right, there's some of us stuck it right same time. Because you're there hospital we're supposed to charge. Brother, the hospital cost with him there $14.1 billion. $14.1 billion and say it might go up more because world inflation. I crap the man attack, I tell we. This coming like a kickback or one hospital for cost so much money where you repair. Impossible task. See? You see where him the attack? Look at Jamaica right now. Jamaica in a ditch. And the hardest thing to come back. But I could go and play it. Watch this. There is no way the man could have built up even 4 or 5 hospitals with the money where him waste already. How would him talk about? Foolishness. Look at. Hospital. The overrun hospital could have been like 50 billion. Not true, man. Attack, Look what I'm saying. Somewhat stung by the result of the most recent People National Party commissioned analysis poll, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is now begging Jamaicans not to turn their back on the government and is urging them to remain focused and not get distracted by political tactics of those seeking to unseat his administration. Political tactics? Man, when I perform, you have zero perform about politics. You think you and nobody listen to you, you're lying and wicked? You just trick peanut dread. You use him. Because people, he was the wrong candidate still, You understand? You can't get up and you look at a man and you look at, okay, you have some subscriber who can reach. And so you go run and use poor people. See? Peanut dread will not be a good role model. Figure talk to people, kids. You know, you can't talk to my grandkids. You want to make peanut dread talk to my grandkids, them and whatever you want me to say. And you say you're watching. You have a minister of information. But not only supposed to sit down and run through that and vet the thing, right? But because of popularity and where you run down and for can and trick people, when they carry a peanut dread in the place. See, they want to duck him. That is a goddamn shame. Same like on the duck the man where save the policeman. And the first said we. Remember, you not keep your word, Remember, nobody not supposed to listen to you, better. See the man asleep, I'm going to dry him up. When you see what the man asleep, over Portmore, you remember what them promised him? Them give him a reward. Him save the policeman life. Anytime crocodile can dry him right now. Anytime, any minute. Would I believe in Andrew? You must be sick to backside. I'm going to play this. The biggest liar and propaganda this man I read about, In taking issue with the sentiment expressed in the poll, Holness gave the impression that it was because of the PNP propaganda and not a fair reflection of the performance of his Jamaica Labour Party. JLP. All right, people, no want to give me a fair reflection and performance. I wonder if he must see good and where must say I send the paper? Fair performance, who you perform for? But said 2 million people are hungry. Who not hungry, you know, so police right now just can't see it. So hold on, propaganda. Propaganda when you put taxi for carry car seat and when you look, you put out from 0 to 12 year old for walk, or creep, or lie down same place but can't get something for move them. Brother, you really know yourself? Every time you open your mouth, you make it even worse for you. What you do is put more coffin, put more nail in your box. People are only have for these things, brother. Propaganda. Psoj and propaganda. The money from the education ministry propaganda. SSL. 4 much billion Ghana now them not interview the man. Propaganda people. When you say Shabba labor right and them all know not like him up propaganda. The overrun of money and kick where money all in all angle. Psoj and money and propaganda. When we meet at these people and them get transferred and do all these things, the propaganda, where you taxing? The same place where you are tour, when you're supposed to value them money, they are propaganda. When you open your mouth, you're going to make it worse. Propaganda. Okay. JLP administration, which has a strong majority in the nation's parliament. Him have a arty. One is really have a arty. Me never want to play out that. Can I play something now too now and I teach him something. So him a beg the electorate people. When you hear him now, him turn around and I beg the electorate. If you don't abandon him JLP party. And don't listen to the propaganda. You must listen to the propaganda. And you know, you just look on the work where I do. And you ask him what kind of work you do, but lock up the little youth them. Lock them up. Big boy, them have the chance. So you look them down. Nothing. But him are the propagandist. A father of propaganda that. I'm going to show you. Remember them have the word troll, you know. You know what troll, you know. Yeah, man, I know what troll. A matter of fact, hear these people. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to play this and then I'm telling you something about troll. Look on this now. Remember him say I do good, you know. But me here on the Psoj. Just listen this good. Listen where this other news now. What them I say about Jamaica. You know, listen here.
Jamaica's growth cannot come from the local economy alone. That's the view of President of the private sector organization of Jamaica, Psoj. He says Jamaica has to comply with global financial regulations to sustain its economy.
Concern has heightened locally regarding the standard of living of Jamaicans. It comes as cases of financial terrorism and money laundering continue to grip the society. The illicit activities jeopardize the country's future with international business.
Financial terrorism like up a SSL and money laundering like up a SSL. Continue to grip the place. Remember, you know, them poor people have the money there, you know. So the money laundering are them same one, the big boys them. And the financial terrorism are them, but them have to come out, come talk away, pressure them now. Yeah, listen.
But President of the private sector organization of Jamaica, Psoj, Psoj, believes that there has to be some international help to have any sustainable growth in the economy.
Himself have any sustainable growth. Me not tell you say them are ICI too. No what for them do because them not have no belt or not have no production. No production is a paper economy. No, him come attack, come here attack. You hear this? No, same thing Lonesome I tell you in a long time. The man not the wilderness I tell you in a long time. It's a paper economy. So them are the private sector. Him are the president right there, so now, and him a tell you. As a outside, them need outside thing for grow that. Help out Jamaica, them can't grow, them can't stand alone. But in Blanda, same way, you know, I'm going to show you in Blanda. Just listen here.
Last week, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, during the debate in the Senate on the Companies Amendment Act 2023, said the act addresses 3 of the 4 outstanding steps agreed in Jamaica's action plan with the Financial Action Task Force for the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating the Financing of Terrorism framework. Mr. Siaga says business has to be done with other countries that use the task force's ratings as a benchmark to determine if they do business with a country or not. He is adamant that the country cannot rely on doing business within the confines of the island and expect the economy to grow.
So you can't do the business in the confine of the island and expect business to grow. We know it now grow. You see it? Eh? So when Angela tells us that grow, you know say it now grow, no? Okay. So we can manufacture something and push them out there. You want to hear this? All right. Yeah.
If we don't build a good platform, a good base from which we can do business, we can't do business internationally. And
so you hear? We have to build a platform and base where them can do business if them can't do it internationally. And them not have that right now, them not reach there. Eh? The appear corruption and a little get to youth, them I get this. And them, so them a beg, no, but no do this and them a do something. Them not doing nothing, them a zero performers. Yeah.
Listen, I think it's important to note that the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce keeps saying it, and I agree with him 100%. We can't do business with the 3 million people that are here and expect, and there are 3 million relatively poor people. We cannot expect.
That's where you go wrong. Because it's not, him has a 3 million, so put himself more relatively poor. Oh, who don't have the money? 2.8 million were really poor. Poverty line like a 2 million. And the next much couple percentage of them have the whole of the money, you know. Money there Jamaica, you know, but them have it. So he might put 3 million, he might put all himself but relatively poor. So he want to talk and include themselves like where I eat that. He might talk so good, but want to bring in themselves Psoj. Want make over 100 billion, one company make 100 billion of profit for 1 year. Grace Kennedy, 100 billion profit after you do everything. Tax pay everything. 100 billion profit. And you come at about 3 million people. And put in themselves like people are idiot. Them are sub-zeros, man. Make you hear what I say yes again. Listen here.
If we don't build a good platform, a good base from which we can do business, we can't do business internationally. And listen, I think it's important to note that the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce keeps saying it, and I agree with him 100%. We can't do business with the 3 million people that are here and expect, and there are 3 million relatively poor people, we cannot expect to grow our economy with that.
So we cannot expect to grow our economy with that. You hear this? But I'm not 3 million the poor. You know, the poor people, them not get nothing. When they can't come in and say want to create job then, that for sure say the job where Andrew them say them create the little call center is bogus. Him just bore all the night people. You can't go get like $2. How much you get? How much them I get for the week? How much for a month? Eh? I don't think them people I get them not get the money. Them not get 30,000. Them not get 30,000 for 2 weeks. Call center. When people are paying $15 for $15 per hour, you know. 2 hours, the people them now get that for them DSP, you know. No. Them not get that for them DSP, they might get less than that for the whole day. When anybody know one call center job, that is not even a job, and then you have more qualification for sit down and answer. You go through and go through all kind of things, and then sit down in a chair and answer a phone and put it on to somebody. Like people are idiot. Eh? You go through all kind of things to make you feel, and you have to give them a certain address to get a little call center dirty. It's not even a job. Them not bringing entrepreneurship in Jamaica. Just them alone control. See them just mash up the people them after. And then them find for about people that fight and thing. A Bobby them must lease out a place they want to give. See? Be a rubbish them talk. So if for the Psoj, yeah, president attack this, what Andrew can't tell me. People where him can't tell you. Paper economy. Where my chat it no make no sense. Tourism worse. Because them shouldn't have pay the people them kind of way the better. It's worse. If you get up and pay people, go clean your toilet and spit up 2 look bed and pay them. Look like nothing. Gratuity. You should have paid them in the US. If you book a room for $300 or $400 per night, yeah, and you can't even pay them the $400 for the week, I've even said for the 2 week, even 2 week. Come on now. You can't pay them $400 for 2 week, even one for one night. When they must spread out, they might look about 10 room or 20 room, one of them, and you can't give them 1 night money for 2 week. You know, so you're sick. And the government sit down there and make una slave out to people. Slavery in Jamaica, man. Slavery, man. You see? I'm not going to play something with you, Andrew, because you always are against them things, you know. But when you used to wear the socks on the other feet, and feet foot. Yeah? When it never depend on them on the feet, it depend on your feet. When it depend on your feet, the opposition socks. Right? When you wear it on your feet, you say everything were right. And when you put your son now, you do everything wrong. You trample them, you know, pay the workers, them, you trample them, and then you buy all kind of things to police and say, you cut out this, send them pan them. You go to Israel and you see what Israel are doing the same thing you do with the people like right here. Yeah, and I move like you have fear and your name Anjo. Kanjo. You know fear. We not fear you. Hear this.
We have to spread our wings and look outside.
Yeah.
The PSOJ president maintains that it is the achievement of economic growth through business with international partners that will in turn improve the standard of living.
Until we do that, we can't grow our economy. And if we don't grow our economy, we can't pay our nurses better, we can't pay our teachers better, we can't get more police in the system and pay them better. So without these things, without growing our economy, we are not going to be a wealthy country, which is.
So I'm going to tell you the economy now grow. Him just I tell you. So Andrew, what you going to say? Say, Mr. Siaga, you have name him flap you there. He might tell you what I tell you is the paper economy. Eh? Because them do ICI working and them buying them import the thing and then sell it to people them. If I never win a diaspora people, them that wassa. Them that wassara. Dead for hungry. Eh? Him just tell you say nah grow, it can't grow. Eh? Me not tell you. And him now do nothing right and like him go there and say me could even build back some tire like up a good year. No. When you take it and turn in a plaza. Where the people them are gonna find money from to go up on the plaza for go buy things. You know, see it's supposed to them are idiot, you know. That's supposed to stay as a factory. Transfer me to the next factory, people. Big enough factory. Try to get some deal and talk back to good or Firestone tires or something. Because we used to have the big old tire factory up there. We never have to import the tire them. Eh? No. You want to turn it into some plaza and some things that gonna eat that. But that have to do with people. Oh, where do I get the money from to go shopping? Eh? We don't have no ideas. We don't brain clog up money to want these silt. Eh? Bought him a beg. You see me I say? All that too. You remember the youth lose him job the other day? In the hotel. Oh, him lose him job. He might talk to one of the guests. The man come and push him out. Come out. You're fired. Me not tell you not talk to me guests. You couldn't have fired and you talk to a guest. Because you're going there and talk to guests. Who could have fired you? Nobody else could have fired you. Him have a face rat. We never not ask him. Some serious rat in my face too. You understand? But that's how this place around. Look here.
Is what we need to be.
Al Shane Burke reporting.
So what him does tell you though. Him does tell we to the economy can't go so. Yeah? Him just tell me that. Eh? So Andrew, where you depend? Because here where Mr. Siaga does say, and this is how you did say to you know. This is how you did say. Oh, remember before I play that, remember play this too. Remember play this too. Andrew, remember this.
When a man and his loved one,
Listen this, Andrew.
tell him the thing that is closest to my heart.
It is indeed a far stretch for the government to now go and take $11 billion per year for the next year, $44 billion, to use to reduce the debt.
Under the Holness administration, a total of 45.6 billion Jamaican dollars was removed due to an amendment to the NHD Act in 2017. This year, the government again passed legislation extending this for 5 more years, 2021 to 2026. By 2026, the Andrew Holness-led administration will have taken from NHD a total of Jamaican $102.6 billion. This.
Okay. And him talk about the NHD all the time. Eh? I'm a matter of fact, I see the NHD have money all in a SSL. That's what I tell you, so we can't follow you, Andrew. But for all your accountable, where you call propaganda, Andrew? Real weed never get charged. A propaganda? The money never missing. The woman never have the bank account with too much money. A propaganda? Where you call propaganda? You Mr. Propagandist? You see it, you make bug life. Come here at about spreading propaganda, you know. You make bug life. Come say something and then you repeat it. Eh? You carry somebody there in a parliament to come give speech to people, kids out there. When you look, you say you watch things and come up with the good message and continue spreading the good message. And you want, use him as the messenger to spread the message, them to make the youth them put on the gun and continue with them good message. But the message them where must spread never good. And what you do? All in turn and this say use him to stop use poor people. Stop use poor people. You see me I say? Me not expect better, Jenny. Me not expect better. Stop use poor people. Can you go use peanut dread? And if you say you watch him, that mean you know where you know say him say my liar than thief and him work over and him do all kind of thing. Can you say you watch him? And you can't have a minister of information and him not do him research properly. Him should have get fired. Bug life. He's a goddamn disgrace. Call him do is go on and make a them spread propaganda, a propagandist them, you know. So what them do, them do, reverse psychology. And it not work. It not working. See? And when you turn on a beg, say you not beg, what you beg for? What you go? Afraid to go prison if you lose or something. What you do? Because what Mark for doing? Mark, you turn the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. When you turn the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, because I hold a foot to the fire same way, because we not play. You have to make sure every one of them get audit and who get locked up, get locked up. Any one of them take taxpayers' money, make sure you get it back. Send them to the dungeon. Not two way about it. Yeah, man. You know, I don't put them neither. Put in the thing them have to put in. Any side. Business. See? I search for going on. I don't put them in. If you want to get rid of corruption, it can't be. One of those kill out, get the people. Hey, let me tell you some people fool. The doctor called me. The other day. Him asked me, Dr. Rupert. Him asked me about a radio station somewhere down in Florida. But remember, we have big things and what have you. But, I want to 3 or something. But I pick up my daughter from school and thing. And him say, them are going 4. So, like a 15, 20 minutes. But me not going to do that. But when I go this to that, because that's a nice man and that's a one away. One car. So I say, all right. Because I don't really go to a radio station. So I say, well, I do it still. When I come in back, him send me a number. I said, no, but me know that at them, if you have something to call me, I say, well, talk to them because them not ready. Call me the mic, shh, and you hear some little thing that the thing. The guy around that same up on a radio station now have some people. Look at the guy. The guy now work right and stupid. But that's true that me not tell them the effort to, because we know say them say my past and thing. But me not like chat to stupid people. Me not in it none at all. Me tell you this. Me no bow to no system. Me no like chat. If you don't know something, I bet you go look it up and study it, man. But me not chatting with no stupid people. Me not do it. Because we can't tell you one thing and it cover everything. So, through that, me call it. When me look, him talk about me boom bam and him ask me, say, oh yes, who in the police commissioner? Why and thing? Me tell him, say, I'm not perform. Because if you look at him last thing in the last year, 1,498. And then if you look at 2014, you know, murder rate was that a post of time, you know, at 1,005. A matter of fact, it go up on him and then the Prime Minister did use him as a advisor before. Okay? And I may tell him him not perform. None of that, him not hold the big boys them accountable. None of them. SSL boss him not do what I watch. So I explain that already to him. Not talk about that. Think him tell me about what I thing. But me talk for a couple of minutes when I look him up in a phone line. Remember me and this guy never talked before. When me look at a woman come in, I tell him how to get rid of crime too, you know, because you really need to, if you clean the force, you get Jamaica clean. If you clean the corruption from the force, no politician not get away, you know. But you have to start from the top there. You have to go for them. Here this man come in. No, I don't agree with Ben Lance, because you know the gun company. I tell her, I say the heavy duty the heavy-handed policing now work neither. You have to do community policing. So me give you everything in a one straight, okay? Yeah, I Ben Lance because what you say? Don't want to quote them wrong, you know, because my brain good still, but I don't want to quote them wrong. What she say? I don't agree with Ben Lance, because with the police, I'm one bag of food. So Nancy's story, I have to stop her. I have to stop her. Because Nancy's story that. And tell her, I say, look, ma'am. Yeah? When you talk about police, and then she come back, come say the same thing when me I say, oh, but when me tell her what she said, informer for dead culture. Woman, you don't have no sense. You look at music me do. Nobody now singing farmer for dead in no music. That is not no culture. Revenge killing a one. Where you dead? Your ears up on the ground. You dead right there, so you don't know nothing at all what you talk about, man. Nothing. And your host never stop him. I have to stop and I say, woman, come in, I want to hear that. What kind of informer for dead culture when the force ring up too much criminals and all kind of things. You have set up and I take money and I do it killing and all kind of things. What you know? Who you know? Me no want to, and then me no there for talk 15 minutes to talk phone. No. Informer today, what kind of culture? People are the revenge killing and all kind of things. You don't even know this. Reprisal killing. And then you have some little one day you have some other people. So me know the whole of the thing them, you know. One, you know. Saying she don't know. So you have to stop she. And next you call and say, Mr. Lonesome, don't watch the tractor them. Number one, you shouldn't even open a phone line for like 10 or 15 minutes. Come in there for that neither. Saying you for tell me. Saying, you have me an interview, me I open my phone line, Say we don't know. Saying, but this are you know, some of them now go man as well. Look. You would say, yeah man, Mr. Lonesome, you're 100. And I say, you would have sense. And him call back, and next man call no. Oh, how about the topic, board? That now go work, you know, because better you keep your money, you know, because you're big and dunce and fool. You sound like one of them where licky kitty, you know. Yeah, man. And like he's a rum tree. Me not chat to uno. Actually, a Rupert, me not tell the host to F off to. Come here for a while, them up and say, yo, no, me no want, uno, with no bag of food. You remember if you have me for a while, them up, man. Because him don't know something that happened there, remember, you know, you do a little thing. And I tell me, no, Mr. Lonesome, no disrespect. But this, you don't know me. You have to look up on my thing before you talk to me, man. I sit down in my chair, man. I don't want to put people, man. They now have no sense. You don't make me talk to people now have no sense, man. You see? So I have to stop the next one in a track same way. And then you open a phone and come up with food that I about listen to. I want to you. Remember what chat pan big, you never say, say a big radio and big TV and big thing with the pan. When me the pan BBC I work, I have like 20 million people and listen to me fool. You don't have no sense. Me just draw away from that because we depend on the world scale too, you know. The man of the wilderness depend on the world scale. And me not chat to people, me waste my time and me not have no time for that. We keep it real. Yeah? And you're ready to go fix up your thing, man. Cause I'm ready. I mean I talk to right here tell me say you have some people, you know, you have some junk that you can't that's not a radio station, man. Come on. I remember radio station now can't dash neither, you know. We can't dash it. Now we have the thing them, man. But you have real people when they call and ask real question where you tell them something and it cover what you're saying and then you come, but you don't cover what because you're a jam jackass too. You the host. I'm want to tell you to you, and I just tell me they want this, you know, because when you think me this your people them, me that this you too, but tell me what, Dr. Rupert make me not this you. That's why him invite me. If you did invite me that this you too. You never know. And them alone me that this you too. Yeah, man. But that's why him, you know, me I say, him I run away. Because you know yourself and know for one way when you tell me, don't tell me no foolishness. Not chat no foolishness in my ears, man. No. Yeah, man. So we have to drape them up like that, you know, we not around put them, you know. Look here. This is Andrew again. Andrew, I come back to you. See what you say, yeah? Look here.
Should raise their voice in concert against the high levels of crime.
Look here.
All well-thinking Jamaicans should raise their voice in concert against the high levels of crime and against the government in not doing enough in
Hey, sis, how you doing?
Brother, what's going on?
I'm here, man. I'm here. What's up?
Yes, listen, I'm good. Good topics to talking on, but let's break them down. Psoj, JCF, and NHC. But let's start with Metrosiaga. Do you realize that Metrosiaga, because he's the Psoj, correct?
Yeah, he's the president now.
Right.
President.
But do you realize what he's saying in his statement is that they're justifying why they're keeping Jamaican people poor? Because if they keep Jamaican people poor, you know, they will always look for investments outside of Jamaica. Mm-hmm. So when they bring in those investments into Jamaica, you know, they have to negotiate how they're going to make back their money. So when they do that, who gets the squeeze? The rafters.
The rafters. But not only that, sis.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. Not only that, but when you think about it, though, you know, it will discredit Andrew also. It's a two-edged sword. Because he might tell you, say, oh, I'm grow and everything, and then him knowing the PSOJ, me tell them ICI. What them for do is carry back the belt there, the factory there, and the things, put the farmers on work.
Exactly.
You sell catch soup, you sell this, you sell that. Why you not put them for work and use the thing from Jamaica, the product from Jamaica? You know, do it, you buy from outside that to it and carry that. Means them are help mash up the place. Them are doing it.
They're helping to mash up the place because guess what? The PSOJ is a private sector, focused on private sector.
Of course.
Organization of Jamaica. So the private sector people only care about those people who live uptown and look like themselves. So the poor people, and the only time that Jamaicans have relevance to politicians and the PSOJ is during election time. The time. Just they see them, they value them when it comes to election time. Vote for me and I'll do this for you. It's not working. Okay. Another thing, when he's talking about the 3 million people cannot support Jamaica. How has the private sector, what proof they have that the private sector is benefiting Jamaicans right now? I want the proof.
So the private, no, but when do sis? In my country, I can really 3 million people we have. But you know, sir, another 3 million, the big boys, that mean one call like them have the money. Can you imagine one company make 100 billion per profit? After them done paid everything, you know, 100 billion, and you said the whole 3 million of them poor. Only the private sector.
Do you realize? Right, but do you realize that when he's really disrespecting the Jamaican people because he's saying, oh, they don't have the money to invest. But okay, what has the private sector done in all these years of existence to really help the Jamaican people to build? Because they're saying if they bring in private sector investments, then it will help the Jamaican people. You will pay nurses, you pay. Show me where it has worked.
It not work. No, but them themselves, sis. Them are the private sector, you know. And them are make so much. Remember, you know, all right, the bank, for instance, remember when we are go to school, we have a bank account. From school and come up in it at school. Them bank account, they still have them shut it down and take the little money where you used to save in it. Every single Jamaican used to have a bank account. And all their bank account, someone does call me in the week and ask me, says she have $12,000 in her account and them take it out of it. She go dry it and them tell her people and she can't get 12,000 Jamaican. And now she just ask me about if we can set up a food for the poor house for oh God. You take her $12,000 but she not have and you close it. And when me tell you, the government can't stop this. You can't make NCB bars and the whole of them are rich off of poor people. That not scamming. You can't put your money in a bank where they're supposed to use it. And your interest, sister. Interest. And then them take away your money, you can't do nothing about it.
And they do that. And then the PSOJ now who's advising. So, but you know, the Jamaican people not making enough money, so we have to look overseas. And that is how they are pressuring the poor people in Jamaica. All right, you talk about the banks. Let's look at NHT. NHT is not the government's money, you know.
No, our money.
NHT is the people's money.
He might use it.
The people's money. Because the NHT was really set up that regular people, working class people can get also. So they pay, it's something that you have to pay into, you know. It's like the government put money in there, you know. It's people pay to the NHT, you know.
But get a joke, sister. When I think Psoj have used some money out of him same on the 2013 and make the nice. Say it a pay about some debt. Okay, she go go and use it. No, him signed something 2017 and he used 45 billion out of it. More than what Psoj had used. And now him signed something back in 2021 when we just show. He might use 100 billion.
Take him to 2026. Exactly.
100 billion. And then by the way, we see upper SSL where them did have how much money out there where you get that money and where you put money in a SSL from the NHT. That don't make no sense.
Right. So you know what you see Wayne, the Psoj and the government are in bed.
We know.
And they are doing nothing to benefit the Jamaican people. Everything they are doing is to benefit themselves and their friends.
Yes.
Nothing to benefit the poor people in Jamaica. And if the poor people in Jamaica don't raise up and let them understand that we're not taking it anymore, it's going to continue. Because 5% of the GDP now, under the Jamaica Labour Party government, is going towards paying down debt, paying down on the debt. You know what that money could do for the Jamaican people? They put in factories
them need to
and plant the food to supply the factories. And they have, okay, you have Grace Kennedy. Grace Kennedy is a Jamaican company.
Yes. Lasco.
Why you have Lasco?
And more, yes.
Okay, where does Aki come from? Where does the Callaloo come from?
All right. We not think them I think somewhere else and not Jamaica.
Exactly. And yet still, Jamaica have so much land, different parishes have different quality soil that produces different make different products. Why not go back to that? And that is why we, as long as there is a Jamaica, we will there's always going to be somebody talking about the Michael Manley years. You know why? Because he thought through his policies carefully and how it's going to benefit the people on the ground. That's what he did. And he thought about how can we do it locally, because if we do it locally, it will be more beneficial to the people. You see, we can look at tourism, you know, and look how tourism failed during the pandemic.
That is it.
It wasn't tourism that carried the country during the pandemic, you know.
It's us.
So when they're ready to disrespect the Jamaican people and disrespect the Jamaican people in the diaspora,
it was us.
They are shooting themselves in the feet, in the foot, because guess what? It's not tourism that did it. It's not tourism. So if the politicians will only put their heads down and think about what better solutions they can come up with other than bringing in, I'm not saying a country doesn't need overseas investors. Of course they do. But at what expense? Every aspect of the Jamaican economy is funded by overseas money. Are you kidding me?
But you see, sis, when you have the PSOJ who turn ICI, because everything what the people them eat, it can and do overseas. That means you refuse to even give the people them some work. Anything was said in Canada, Canada. Anything was said in the UK, them carry it in New Zealand, and then them get waiver for carrying $500 million worth of waivers.
But listen, brother man, that is the point. Because the PSOJ keeps saying that if they don't do overseas investment, then they cannot pay police and the No, it has shown me where it has worked. Show me where it has worked. But when Michael Manley was focusing on eating local, growing local, eating what you grow, it's not that he was against investment. No, he believed in partnership.
Yes.
Which means the government and the private sector must partner together. This is not a partnership going on in Jamaica right now.
Yes.
You see? So what he did was, okay, we can always talk about the Cuban school and also in Russia. Remember now, a lot of Jamaicans there was exchange. Talk about partnership. Young people used to leave and go to Cuba and study. Cubans went to Jamaica and study. They went to Russia and studied. They came back as professionals. So there was that kind of exchange. It helps to keep young people engaged
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? It keeps them engaged. So everything wasn't just on the private sector to come and provide jobs. The private sector is not providing jobs for anybody in Jamaica.
No.
It's the government's duty to provide an education system, a social service system that benefits the young people in Jamaica, a health system that benefits the people of Jamaica. If the education system is not working, what percentage of young people are graduating from college as against what percentage are becoming criminals? Does Andrew Holness really understand what is the fundamentals of what he's doing? He doesn't. And if they really, I'm not saying 1970s, everything from the 1970s can work, but it can be modified to suit the times that we are in.
Of course. No, but tell me something from the 1970s. All right. So can you imagine Andrew at the same time, like 72 to 80 when Mandy come out. Him that's 7 years now. So, you know about 8 years. So, all right. So, what Andrew do? I'm ask him, what Andrew do? Tell me one policy where him come in with will benefit the people there. China can't be a policy that we have flood right now.
Clearly China is China is their policy.
And that's it. And what? So state of emergency. That's not a policy. That have to lock up the young youth them and
pressure the poor people.
Yes, you understand? Always a pressure poor people and mash up people them have, and then people have them little style try hustle and make back a money. I try to do them look work and not even hustle. Call it a little work. You know have the job to give them entrepreneurship. And then you use sledgehammer and make them go mash it up.
But you know something, there was a time, when entrepreneurship was encouraged in the 1970s. It was encouraged. So when you encourage a person to, because not everybody's going to go to school and graduate from, not everybody's going to make it to university.
No.
But it doesn't mean that you cannot find avenues for those young people to channel their energy and to channel their skills. He is calling people dread a creative person. Are you kidding me? A creative person to be disrespecting women? A creative person who speaks about, is just violent in his rhetoric? No, that's not creativity.
Creative person, yeah?
A creative person, those rafters who decided they're going to build their own rafters, they made it themselves.
Good.
They made it themselves. And they decided to do something rather than depend on the government. I'm going to make my raft and I'm going to go out there. And to do it every day, rain or shine, to do it every day, it takes a determined person, a person who wants to make better for themselves and their families. You want to tell me that the government didn't see it? If there was a problem, and I say there was a problem with the rafters, why not go down there, talk to them decently like they're human beings and rectify the situation? You just go down there with this brute force and ignorance and destroy. What are they supposed to do now? And if they go and steal somebody, now you're going to hear that you're going to kill them because they're thieves.
You can't run a country like this. So these are part of the private sector making too, because of them and go up the place.
Exactly.
These are part of them making. That's how I hold them. So what them do is try to draw them foot out of the fire, But we have to hold them feet to the fire same way. You understand? Because it's a part of the making.
What Metro Siaga is talking. Metro Siaga need to understand that these are not the days when people are just focused on. People are paying attention.
Good.
And that's the beauty of social media. Good. People are paying attention. And who he thinks he's talking to, and they think they don't hear, people listen to, and people hear what he's saying. And they say you must pick sense out of the nonsense.
Of course. Because
what he is saying.
Sis, you know what this for him do?
Yeah.
Him put in the whole Jamaica like, the whole of we know, Una rob the money.
He's including himself when he don't know what it is like to be hungry.
He don't know nothing about hungriness. Oh, if you have a country where people not, sister, just tell me something now. Or if you have a country where the people them get 9,000 minimum wage, but one company alone and make 100 billion for the profit alone.
Oh, okay, now match up what you just said. With what Metro Siaga said, because he said you need investments and the Jamaican people alone cannot really need investment. But how has it worked?
Them take everything.
The Psoj didn't just come up last night.
No.
It didn't just come up last night. So show me the proof. Show me the proof.
And here this
that
again.
Your investments.
Here this again, sis. So the bank are part of the Psoj. And the banking system right now, it angle the poor people them so shabby you can't even open an account.
Yeah, because you see, the thing is,
them think your money already,
you have to pay to keep the money in the account.
In a third world country.
Money, Yeah, speaking of stealing money, it happened to my dad in 2017, where same NCB, and they went in and he went to the bank, and because he was elderly, people need to have respect for the elderly. That he went to the bank, and because his vision wasn't the best, so he asked. Normally, you'd go to the bank and ask a teller to fill out the form. They're there, fill out the form, and he said $10,000. Okay. Gave it to the teller, his bank information and thing, and so he took his thing and went home. So when he went back to this transaction, he asked for his balance, and he was told that his balance is less $210,000. Okay, no. All he wanted was $10,000. So they took out $210,000, which is $200,000 more than he asked for. Sure. And then the tellers in the bank telling him that, yes, Mr. Eddie, you did this. He said, no. And the thing is, my father's man was sharp like a gillet until the day he died. He didn't have any other complaint.
They have him 200,000. We can't pay people in the bank them now.
So, and the thing is, for 2 weeks, he was going backward and forward, talking to the manager, to the assistant manager, and all they were blaming him. Until one Sunday, he couldn't take it. You're talking to your parents, and you know when something is wrong. If you know your parents, you know when something is wrong. Like if your children know, you know when there's something wrong with the child. So I'm like, Daddy, what's going on? And he was complaining that, being taken for granted by these people. I said, what happened? He told me. I said, okay, I got you. And I hung up from him. And I called NCB online number. And I said, give me the email address for the CEO. Because something you can't talk, they could DB them. You have to go to the top. And I emailed him. And I put the situation to him. And I let him make it clear to him that my father isn't a fool. He knows what he's talking about. And within 15 minutes, he sent me back a text message and I could, you can see it came from his iPhone that he will have the situation handled the Monday morning by 10 o'clock. So I called my father and I said, I got you. I'll take care of this. And somebody's going to call you at 10 o'clock. Have no conversation with your local branch. No conversation with anybody out there. And as sure as night followed day, by 10 o'clock the Monday morning, his money was back in his account. Okay. You have to know how to deal with these people. Otherwise, they rob you blind. Because I was going to go ham on them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And the dishonest people, they are right there in the bank.
Of course. Them set you up too,
poor people. And guess what? And you see the elderly is suffering in Jamaica at the hands of young people too.
Bad.
And at the hands of government. Because my father's time was like 95 years old. And my father passed at 97 years and 10 months. Okay? And he was 95. But because he was an elderly man and walker, they just assumed that he doesn't have any sense. No, my father was a teacher. The man knew what he was saying. His mind was sharp. And he said to me, can you imagine if I didn't have somebody? I said, yes, Daddy, but think about all those people who have nobody to stand up for them. And that is what is happening.
Yes.
That is what is happening if we don't stand up for each other in Jamaica. So when Metri Siaga is talking of people like yourself and Ratty and Herb and Jeffrey and Rupert and myself have to stand up and say to them, no, it doesn't work like that. The banking system is failing because there are too many criminals in the banking system. It's not just SSL. It's not just SSL. It's NCB. It's Workers
all
Bank.
over
It's Scotia Bank. It's all of them.
Yes.
It's all of them. It's every single one of them. And hold on, another thing. Opening an account, I remember having to open an account with my dad, put my name on my dad's account. And living overseas, a passport is a universally accepted form of identification.
Yes.
Did you know that NCB told me that I cannot use my Jamaican passport and I must send my driver license? I said, absolutely not. I'm not saying my driver's license. I have my driver's license. I said, no.
You can't.
Passport is universally accepted. I said, any country you go to, and as long as you have a government-issued passport, you can do any business in that country.
Of course.
You can identify yourself. You can use it to identify yourself.
Of course.
If you want to change money,
passport. Documents.
And they told me that I couldn't, and then I had to get on top of them again and say, no, it's all right. And I had to email their CEO and made it clear to him that, listen, your banking system is not working for the people because you are going to tell me that the Jamaican passport is unacceptable. It's not so. In Jamaica, you know, I'm not talking about America or Canada or English side. In Jamaica, they're saying that the Jamaican passport is not an acceptable form of identification. Up to date. It's not like it's expired.
But
this is the problem facing Jamaica.
Speaking of that, sis. Speaking of that, Maria. You have them come in with the nits. Borrow the money, you have some people run with him because them feel say when Andrew talk, Andrew have sense. So when him say something, it can mean you're good and they can find everybody with this and what him do and everything. And I know them not figure it out. The man just come up with some nonsense and just start something when I make it completely not make no sense. So you have to just get up and burn them. You understand? So them come with the nits.
You have to.
Them come with the nits. We tell them say nah work. Them carry my quote and them say, but can that try lock up people with it by the way? If you're not taking it. No, you might tell us say it argue the first Jamaica have a proper ID now. Because you don't have no proper ID. You still have your passport, or you have your fingerprint and do everything, you know. You have your passport, you have your driver's license. Right? And it have a match. The name where you have it have a match and everything. And when you go for, you know, they make the fingerprint, You want your finger, you want to do biometrics, you go keep it for what? When them can't keep nothing at all, a waste of time. What you have to do is fix the road, them.
Waste of money.
Waste of money and time. Fix the road, them fix up the place, them and make sure people have job and thing. Then you graduate, when you are turning a first world country, you know, you can't talk. But you know, you know, they know where.
Exactly.
The road them a patrol.
In developed countries right now, you can do a basic ID.
A basic ID.
State ID.
Look.
City ID.
Yes.
You can use your passport. So all that they're doing is wasting money.
Look at when they ask for 2 ID. Let me just tell them something. When they ask for 2 ID, you just use a credit card and maybe a driver's license. And you use the credit card, you know, with the driver's license.
Yes.
Same name, them match it.
Yes.
I mean, I have no picture on that. You use the
credit
card.
As long as the information has to be the same. Exactly. And nowadays, you use a credit card and you use your ID. They just want to see the picture to see the face.
That's it, that you use the credit card and
that's it. Because when they bring up your information, they will know it is you.
Them see,
and if they're unsure, they will ask you questions that only you will know the answer to.
Yeah, but from they look for you, they might
exactly.
And then for open an account, you know, have 1 cent for open an account. We can't, you know, when I did, I drive up at the bank and I like more open an account. But me just open an account and show them take me less than 10 minutes.
Yes,
me just open an account and 10 minutes, less than that. I mean, I have to put 1 cent.
It is shameful what is happening in Jamaica. And it's like the government, they sit down there and they come with their fancy talk like anybody's stupid, you know, but you know, yes, you know. So, all right. Take example for example, Dr. Clark. Right, man. What he said, there will be no new taxes. Are you kidding me?
That's a joke, a garbage.
It's a joke.
Makes better than that.
No new taxes.
That's a foolishness.
And then when people sit down now, things are so hard for them. You think they have time to go and sit down and figure out and dissect what Dr. Clark said and say, boy, you know, nothing goes like what he said. They don't have time for that. So they get caught up in the next election cycle because they're busy trying to make life for themselves and their families.
So that's what Dr. Clark said.
When they come around with the $5,000 and the chicken or whatever, they take it because when a man is hungry, a man is hungry.
No, but here this is when you see Angelo come out and beg them, say don't leave them stranded. He might beg the electorate, don't abandon them. You think you can come? He might beg them to abandon them.
In the words of the great Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately?
He not do nothing at all. Not lately or earlier, nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing zero, nothing at all for the people that more trample them.
But everything he has done is to harm the poorest of the
that is it.
For the country. Everything he has done. Because you see, if he was serious, like, you know, they talk serious.
Yes.
If he was really serious about what he was saying, we would have an SSL investigation going on right now. And we know, you see, all those big guys who are there yet to speak to, they would have spoken to them. So what he's saying makes no sense, and that is why people are straying away from them because they're a bunch of liars.
No, but maybe this now, Maria, it's like me and you and Ratty and Earl, them and Herb. It come like you drop word and just one just drop word, but when him say him just say the PNP, but
who cares?
Can't remember, you know, them say Mark never dep on the road, you know. So when him do now, he want to drop. Can't remember him that's a social media, they must listen it. Yes, still him draft.
And who cares?
Well, I know we still him draft for peanut head. and I tell him, say, yes, him have a social media and him for do this and him for continue the good work. So you see right away, him contradict himself so much time, it's unbelievable. Him the lightest thing. Let me show you something.
You're so right.
All right, hear this, sister.
He used it to his benefit, you know. If it's not benefiting him, then it's a problem.
But we not allow him to make him do it again. That done. As long as we sit down and say, nah, do it him now, get to it, nothing wrong here. Nothing. Look at hear this.
As long as there's social media,
yes,
whether
man.
it's Andrew Holness or Mark Golding, they will be held accountable.
All right. But look at this. Hear
so
this now.
They come good or don't come at all.
But hear this now. You got hear when them a big up the social media, them a big up them troller, who them a work with. Listen this. Listen this.
To our social media warriors, like Keisha Mack, Alex Higgs.
Listen again.
To our social media warriors. Like Keisha Mack, Alex Higgs, Selena, Oral Campbell, Bridget Watson, Donovan De Paz, Black Italian, Jay Brown, Alex Jano, Mr. and Mrs. Dottyman, Chopper John West from the Chopping Block, who is our personal Ian Harding. I know that 85% or so of us sitting in Parliament can attest to the measurable support of the Chopping Block, especially during the election season. Madam Speaker, on the eve of the nomination day in 2016,
you said the social media warrior with them say them use. So now when we, as independent, you know, we in the diaspora sit down and watch how them are going with them thing on them Chopping Block. Can't chop no more. When him start drop some word, reverse psychology, that not work. Because you know, people them when them that pay for these things.
But you know, I was about to say, you know, the person they are being paid, so they have to say whatever they want to say to benefit the Jamaica Labour Party. They cannot be independent because they are dependent on the Jamaica Labour Party.
Yes.
In our little circle, no, we run our own things. So we are free to speak our minds respectfully and call a spade a spade. A guy don't like it, move on, next. Simple. You know, and that's why when the person who was criticizing Ratty for not doing so, and they criticize you too. Oh, what are you doing? No. Don't worry about what is being done over here. And it's always people who are not doing anything who want to criticize those who are doing. Don't bring it over here.
Yeah, man.
Go and do your thing, and nobody will trouble you. Just go and do whatever you think that's not being done over here. Go and do it over there. That's fine. Over here, we got this. Period.
And that's what I tell them.
But we're not. You see, you can't move on. You know something? There are too many serious things happening all across the world.
Yes.
To be gazing right now. Nobody can afford to be gazing. Nobody can afford to be lay. You understand what I'm saying? There's a time and a place for everything. And right now, the Jamaican situation, everywhere you look, there are problems now.
Yes.
Everywhere you look. But some are worse than others. You see, the Jamaican situation right now, it's dire.
Wicked,
it's dire. Because what is happening? What happened to the rafters last week? What happened to Ziggy Marley? What happened to the people who cannot go to the beaches? In the country they were born and raised in, and you're going to sit down and tell me that we need private investors. Is that where you shut people out of enjoyment of the beaches? Because you need private investors, so the investors come in and say, okay, I'm going to take this piece of land, but I need the beach area around it, so you have to tell the Jamaican people that they cannot come here. Are you kidding me?
No, with that, you know, that's for sure. It's the private sector now, where the people, them are ICI. And our money, them are weird pan. For one, we send with 3.5 billion every year. Remember, if you said no money 1 year, you know, them done, you know, them dry up, you know. Because them bringing junk, them import a lot of junk.
But they are disrespecting the people in the diaspora who fund
them
the country through remittances. They are disrespecting them. And had it not been for the people in the diaspora, what would have happened during COVID-19? That's only when it's thanks for the But you're gonna put some respect on our names, okay?
That is it. All right. So I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna say something to them now. Look on when them have the big pandemic, right? The whole tourism shut down tight. Plane, nothing at all. Not running. A matter of fact, people in them yard and in them time, they 2020, 2021, Google Gaga, only thing Google Gaga do, is murder rate to go up 1,300, him take it from 1,200 to 1,300 and something. In a COVID, when everybody shut down, you still have 1,300 and dead pan fee watch. And him there, they get bigger pay. And when you look, them now have no money for do nothing, but who them get the money from? The diaspora from the country.
Exactly.
You know what? Andrew turn around and say, Andrew turn around and I give every constituency $2 million Jamaican dollars. If you put 80,000 people and you cut that $2 million there, some people now get $30 out of that. 30 Jamaican.
But yes, and that's the disrespect. Yeah, and that is the
so
level of disrespect.
Him spend 100.
You know what he does?
100.
You know what he does, Will?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Him spend 126 million. Fit 63 constituencies. 126 million. Right? 2 million. Say you feed them, you know. You give them something. Most of them not get nothing now. 2 million, that's impossible. You get like $20, 20 Jamaican dollar. Or $30 when you break it down. The amount of people living in the constituency.
He hides behind big numbers, you know. He hides behind big numbers.
No, but we break it down fast, Sim, so we're going to tell him.
But you see, but wait, a person in the hood, in the ghetto, in the poor, don't have time to consider, say, oh, boy, how does that translate to me? Because I hear 2 million, it sounds like a lot of money.
So
it sounds like a lot of money.
A cent, some dollar when you're not using, a $20 and them things.
Right.
So
but it really means nothing.
But
because if he was thinking, he would put in, there would be policies in place that people in the constituency can benefit. So rather than saying 2 million in that constituency, every constituency is different, you know. And everybody, but they are universal things. They are universally accepted, like healthcare, education, social services, safety, security. There are some basic things, you know. And if those things are taken care of across the board, you know how much problem that would cut out?
Of course.
But it's not be, but if it's not be, if you have hospitals that are not working, if you have police stations that are not working, you have school system that is not working. What do you think? What is happening?
Contract go back way.
Nothing is happening.
No, contract go
Nothing
back
is happening. So there are basic things that the government should be investing in on a regular basis all the time, irrespective of constituents, whether it's uptown, downtown, around town, or in town.
Yes.
That's basic. Education, healthcare, social services, security.
Yes, yeah.
And when you address those issues, it means everybody benefits.
So
when Metrosiaga is talking, Metrosiaga is talking because he has a mouth to talk. But I would like for him to bring the facts first, bring the receipts to show.
But you want me to tell the sister, we do, you know, it implicate the Prime Minister in foolishness. We matter the country are growing out kind of things and everything all right.
Who?
Right?
Grow for who?
So I'm saying how much what. So that's for sure him just get up and tell people lie. But me I tell the private sector this. You see if them did want, them can make Jamaica better, you know. All them need to do is put back farmers and them put back farmers on the ground, right? And take the food. Remember you have the cock soup, you need the skelly and the thyme and the whole of these things, the inner it, you know. You need the season, you know. Them have carrot juice. Them have carrot juice.
What happened to the Aki factory?
I know that's Aki now. Them have the Aki. Them have carrot juice. Them have the whole of these. People can go them carrot and all kind of things. Them have nothing with them do chips. Them do all kind of things in a can, you know. With food, you know.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, you know, they shut down the Jamaican manufacturing sector.
It's shut down.
And do the same thing in another country, you know. The very same thing they get from another country.
And sell it to our people.
From another country.
I see that.
Why not have Kalalu farm? Why not have we used to have orange groves.
Of course.
You understand me? What happened to that? I mean, Kane, because they cut the farmer out and focus so much on tourism, that helped to make Jamaica what it is right now. Because farming, you know, farming will bring in way more money than tourism.
Of course.
And it will, and if they focus on farming, it will lessen the importation of very
the dollar will stabilize.
That they produce, and the dollar can stabilize.
Yes.
But remember now,
better for we.
If truth be known, and if people really want to be honest, this has been the JLP's MO from get-go, where they are more into for bringing the foreign money, bringing the foreign this, bringing the foreign that, and to hell with the local people.
Mm-hmm.
It was really my command in the PNP who invested in the local people more.
Yes,
in every aspect, in education, in healthcare, in housing, all of that.
And I'm telling him do it.
It was really the People's National Party, It's a Jamaica Labour Party under the auspices of the same late Edward said. I don't care what anybody wants to say. You must stop.
No, but that's true. That's true. If he did, cut it out. That's true. Remember we there we know, we are say we know it, So that's we attack.
Yeah, exactly. Under Edward Siaga, Jamaica went and started the downward spiral.
Yeah.
So let nobody fool you.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me show you what Eddie do. If him love the people so much, and some people don't understand this, even though if you love the people them so much, and you have a waterfront, everywhere you're going in your downtown area, you see waterfront with the yachts and all kind of little things.
Yes, yes.
See that have guns and things. Tivoli wouldn't stay like that. You'd have doctors, professor, nurse, lawyers and things come out. I think to them pay a gun.
I'm glad you brought up Tivoli. So, yes. I'm really glad you brought up Tivoli.
So you understand? Yes. So you see when a politician come tell me about boom bam bam, and it go across the boat. But when a politician come tell me, you do good way. Look on the place. You think it's good for you have data, and some guy send for your data, we are 13 and 12, and you can't do nothing about it. Unless you're serious, I'm going to do that.
Exactly, because
I'm around with me, Yeah.
Exactly, because I remember.
So they might force you to draw the man out of you too, Because you have to stand up for something and make some boy and say, hey, if you run, put me a mash, the whole of me a mash, and destroy you. See, you understand? So it will force you to turn man start out. You understand?
Yeah, when they do this thing came up and people were talking about, do this on the father and the father. I said, Father, how can a man sit down there? How many young girls him just rape up because he could? How many of them? How many young people? How many mothers lost their sons because of him? How many mothers lost their daughters, lost their virginity because of him? And people like him do not sit there and tell me that he's a father. Father for who? I'm not into dance. I don't deal with dance and donettes. Not into it.
No dance, man.
Because the dance and the donettes, they destroy the community for who? For who? For the big boys? Are you kidding me? And no to the JCF. You see, police is not police become criminals in a way. Criminals become police.
Yeah.
You see, criminal-minded young people who want to carry out their criminal behavior, they can become the police. And when they become police, they just
have the back
have a badge, a uniform, and a gun to continue their criminal behavior. And not because they were police and become criminal. They were criminals before they became policemen and women.
And criminal-minded easy to swear.
They were criminal-minded from the get-go.
Yes, because you were going to things to make it better. And you make it worse. You have to take it out of people.
So they were that people. Way all along.
That means you have a bully intention. You have a thing for just mash it all. Yes.
Exactly. And the thing is, too, they will destroy the very community that they come from.
Yeah.
Because when they have the shootout, killing the one, who are they killing? The people that look like them, the communities that they come from, them little brother and them little sister, they might not be related to them by blood.
But this is a mash up on the head, people, not mash up on the head. No, Jamaica, we have a place where people are come from China come in and whatever. So a lot of them get license firearm now. Who them are shoot with it?
Yes.
Oh, you forget them people are coming to our country. Yes. Much Jamaican they are China. Them that give you license firearm. You know, have the wholesale much as license firearm. Okay, you know, go over there go whole things. Them have African picnic at all, but them are ugly monster. And then now come to China. Yeah. Because the yellow man better than black people. So them are the most hate of black people. I wouldn't even know that. When you live amongst white people, you don't even know so them people, they're not in you none at all. You think I just make well answers?
You see what you just said, Wayne?
Yes.
What you just said bore holes into everything that Metro Siaga said. What you just said. So you see, Metro Siaga's argument can be dissected in so many ways.
Of course.
And prove him wrong because he's yet to bring the receipts. Because who is benefiting?
Them.
What the people benefiting are doing to the very people on the ground out there. What are they doing?
So it's not 3 million like when say. You just have some people that suffer. Now you give them people are gone. Maybe sure you say them not in your Jamaican. You have a set of people coming in your country. You ever see them at your football match yet? She sports around there, you see them pack up and them come and come favor on nobody. You ever keep a dancer, you see them come pull it up. None of the Japanese them are used to come out with dance and things. Them where you see with them shop. But them come and live. You ever see them come live in a board outside of you? Like them start life. Them just come and in everything we right for them. Already them are criminal from out of them country. And our government back this.
Go to Jamaica and they can become the best thing.
Them are millionaire in your country. Our government back it and then you want people to try sell a banana and you mash it up. Me know in them.
And have more say, you know, they can leave their country as criminals and go to Jamaica and have more say over locals.
Them have gone.
Okay.
For sure, they run you out of them place and back some little girl and do all kind of things.
Yes. And
you
nobody
get gun
can
license
say anything to them because what? Yeah.
Police now get gun license. You have some police, some good police one gun license and can't get it. Me never know you have some JLP one gun license and can't get it, and some other businessman you can't get it, but them have gun license. Them all have driver's license. Oh, them get driver's license. I know, because them
when you talk now, and when you call these people out on these things, you hear that, you know, you're not doing the right thing and you shouldn't be saying this.
Well, them can't, you remember, say me and you and I ratted them. You remember, them can't chat to we, you know, we not chat to. Remember, them know, me not really.
No, but what else should be said? Because you cannot see the country, you cannot see your people that look like you hurting and sit down and say otherwise. Nobody can see. Anybody who sit down and justify what happened to those rafters last week are worse than the person who did it. Worse. Because, like I said, whatever the situation is, because in everything you're going to have problems. In everything.
Them come up with the problems.
There was a better way to handle the situation.
Bobby Marsh.
What is the problem?
Hear this. Bobby Marsh must lease out the next part. Him have Ralph Planet, them not trouble for him, Ralph. That is the past member of parliament, you know. Bobby Marsh.
There you go.
Okay.
You
say, oh, them have fight. If somebody have fight, people fight anyway in a restaurant anyway. You don't go and
you
run,
you
lock them up.
Two restaurant owners are
then them come in with the next thing.
Restaurant? No.
All right. So them come in the next thing now in the paper. Oh, them are tourists. No. You are telling me lie because if you are going to pay me, sit down for my Ralph and pay me. I'm going to do my best behavior because remember, if me run you way, me not have no client and me not have no client, me not have no pay. So you can't tell me that way you put me in the paper. Liar tell.
Yes.
You see, them not understand how our brain works.
When you think about it, it makes no sense.
It don't make no sense.
Yes, because that's their livelihood. So you're telling me that they're going to jeopardize their livelihood and you're not giving them anything?
You know where would I fight for too? If me, all right, tell me a ratty and we have two Ralph, yeah? And say, you are come now, you're a tourist, you know, you are coming. Be that more, we are running for us, say, take the Ralph and I better tell me because we want client. But not tell me about sexual harassment. Because I remember you have to pay we know. I want you to come back and tell your friend member money with the day.
I don't get it.
That's a foolishness.
Because they're jeopardizing their livelihood that way.
And then they might have them tour guide, the boss are down there and they might go down there, you want what. If you come and put out something when it makes sense, we can tell you say that no make no sense. Where with that? Don't print that.
Yeah, but you know
they want to justify them look at dirty movements. When they must people them
but you know something? Know something? You, like you said, Bobby Marsh or have Ralph down there. Well, you know what that points to? He's the problem.
Of course.
He's the problem.
Of course.
He does not want them there. So he will say anything and do anything so that they can take the blame. And his people will do anything to run them out too, you know.
Yeah.
So the fact that somebody there, the fact that he has Ralph down there, nothing happened to his, tells you that something, this fish sting from the head. It doesn't sound right at all. It makes no sense.
That is it.
And like I said, if there was a problem, go and find out how it can be rectified. Even if they have to send unions down there to say, all right, you know what, we're going to unionize with them. We're going to put you into a cooperative or something so you can operate more professionally and, you know, do something. Yes. But don't just destroy their livelihood in one fell swoop. Everything gone. And they have nothing to give them to replace it. Nothing. And then you hear Metro Siaga with this kind of BS talking about this. Of course, every country needs investment. Every country needs it. But which hotel in Canada, in England, in America, in Finland, which hotel in there, you see, owned by a hotelier. And the owner of that hotel is going to send the other people. You know, you cannot use that beach. You have to leave.
No, but the hotel, no, they own the beach them like that neither. You go driving in the middle of in a city.
But you have Barbados and Trinidad.
Barbados
Jamaica is not the only
Trinidad
tourism
good.
country. No.
Yeah, remember
Jamaica is not the only tourism country.
No, we go Barbados with their Christchurch and St. Michael anyway. We go to the beach.
Exactly.
We don't have no hotel.
Exactly.
Nobody.
So it is not that it cannot be done.
Trinidad,
it's that Jamaica choose to do it the backwards way.
Yeah.
It's not that it cannot be done. It's that the Jamaican politicians choose to be backwards in their thinking.
Yes.
That's what they have done. And they choose to hurt the people, the very people who vote. Jamaican people need to stop vote against their own interest,
And that is it, because they don't vote against their interest. Stuff like you what them do now. You what Andrew do. And them not understand, so we now make it work again. You see when them come like, I'm going to go for a peanut joint, them go for use him. But let me tell you, you have to be a man to your word. You see when you tell him, say, you're going to give him the little Tyler, you're going to help him with the little house. We know you know draw around him again because you say you watch him and that was a lie, because if you watch him, you know you want to run for him. Exactly. And you want the little wawa. That means you tell the people them lie against him, like how you mash up the house and tell we say a gang over there, but I principal there. So if you stop do these things, so and then you talk about propaganda, that will be propaganda. Tell me what, we will read the propaganda, sir. Patrick Gilman did name out of propaganda. Peter Jam, the 500 million barrel of oil propaganda. We don't do propagandist on here. Because couldn't we hear drop out pan? Can we not do propagandist? Are you the propagandist man? You are the propagandist man.
No, but you know what it is? You know what it is? How dare us speak out against it? Oh, you understand? How dare those people speak out against me?
But make I tell him now. You are the chief servant of Jamaica, so we not see you as no. Yeah. You're not your boss.
But he doesn't see, they don't see themselves that way, They don't see themselves.
So we are teaching people that make you know who are the boss. We are doing it. We are making you say, listen, we are the boss. I know you. I know the MP
it's them.
Me a give a work. If me get up and mark a X and give a work, I not work. Remember, if me not get a work, you can't get a work from me. Because I'm stay, I train the people for this sit and brain, If every people if them stay like us, we don't around put we, because you can't get a next chance.
Yeah, and that's what that's the thought that came to my head a while ago. Just imagine the Jamaican people were more exposed. A lot of them are exposed, But if they were listening to conscious reasoning, like what you do on your program and Ratty does and all of that, they would start to think to say, hold up a second now. You're not just going to give me a $5,000 chicken when you feel like
you can't. No, you're this me.
What have you done for me lately? The last 4 years, the last time I voted for you, between then and the next election, show me what you did in the constituency that benefited us as a group.
Ask. Show me where
I cannot show anything. Show then me. And I don't want to hear about any highway. How many of them?
Highway that are foolish. How much of them have car? Most of the people them are hungry right now have car. So you can't tell them about the highway.
They have the highway, but when the tolls are collected, who gets the tolls? The tolls don't go back into the Jamaican economy.
That's what I ask. How much of the poor people them when enough people don't even leave them area now? Every time them leave, some of them women when them have baby downtown, or them hospital, them not leave go nowhere else. Some people don't know nowhere else, But with them
listen to me. But the mostly the people travel to is church, school, markets.
That is it. Them not go nowhere else. Them just not for them here until them all and then.
If you empower your local community, each parish is empowered because the education system is working, healthcare, security is in place, all of those things, social services, all of those things in place. You know what a better country it would be. I'm not saying everything is going to be 100% perfect. No country is perfect. But look at New Zealand, look at Singapore. Come on now. Can it be done? It can be done.
Yes.
It can be done because Singapore got their model from Michael Manley's policies. That's where Singapore got it from.
Okay, all right, hear this now. Okay, hold on. I forgot to call her back. Yeah, man, hear, Marcia, hear this. Just a call me, I have to make sure talk quick about that thing. Because she just a call me, hey, how you doing?
Not by Mr. Lonesome.
Hey, tell me
In the bank, last week, my daughter came and got watch your ass as push about go get your coat, Mr. Lonesome, and it take me a couple hours still, but no hassling.
Yeah.
No hassling.
So what did happen to you first? But tell them what did happen to you first.
The population census when I do, I get a account. Because them pay through the account. Remember me call from Guysville.
Yeah, me know.
And me got Lindsay go deal with you, and 5 times me got Lindsay go deal with you, and me not get through.
What them tell you? What them tell you what them want?
Yes. Them want TRN, they want ID, them want me to take one picture, 1/2 passport size picture, and me have to get letter from JP, and me have to get 2 address from one pastor and one other somebody. About 5 different something, 6 different something me have to get, and me have to pay a fee of $2,500.
Oh God.
And me got Ochi, and me not pay $1. I don't pay $1, I don't have Ochi, bam.
So them don't there, so which bank you go? Which one of the bank you go in at? Where the bank name where you go?
Linstead.
Where the bank?
Linstead, NCB and Jamaica National.
The 2 of them, and them are hard, that them are hard. You see it?
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah, and them thing that them ask me for, yeah.
So them definitely turn your way. Eh?
Yeah,
Where you alright, so you alright. As a woman where you that strong Labour Party supporter back in the days. What you think about the Prime Minister, yeah?
If you go, man. If you go, everybody will hear me attack me no response. Because we expect say me not go give way, me not go do better. Me no vote still, you know. Me never vote. But me expect say me go do better.
But you work for them though.
But me work for them, yeah. Me work over the years for them as presiding officer. But me expect say me go do better. But him nothing. Me just want and call election. Them vote him out. Because me no response. Because I put on my pot on fire. No way I put on my pot on fire. So
where you live now, you make the people them better up, them life better. Them are sing with them walk and goal. On the road fix.
No man. We have road for Garlindsey from guys for Garlindsey, the bad road. Bad road for Garlindsey. Pay whole bonus whole we are dropping now.
Honest, okay.
No man. Pay whole we are dropping now. And water, we can't get no water. No water pump up down almost over 3 weeks. No, we don't get no water pipe. We are buy water. We not know what kind of water we are buy. No guys store go buy water. Yes. So it go on guys.
But him say man do good cause the people them him and go no good and everything. So I like him tell them.
Yeah man, no good go like what him say. No police aside there. No guys.
So when him come So when I election now, come let me just tell them straight. When I election now, when them can come back for your parents, come take them out for a vote.
No man, you mad Mr. You want some father 86 and then can't trouble him. They take him out, they want jail. They can't take him out. Cause me and him live about half mile from where me live. Cause me go check him almost every day. They can't make him vote. So they can't take him out. And then can't come and see me and ask me if you don't vote. I may have a daughter watch it. She can't vote neither because me run things.
Alright.
My daughter work a call center and she get a call center as me not listen to your program.
Where she get a call center, yes.
They get I must 26,000 at 2 weeks they get a
you have to backside.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
she left
the job. She left the job. And apply for one of the girl have only part subject at Charlie Mount School she go. Right? So she apply for one of that job. Yeah, they not pay a little and take all the money and tell them all kind of foolishness. Yeah, right now she called me and said, Mama, I beg you get one thing they fear, one recommendation from one JP. My JP friend fear because she had changed the job. Yeah, she left the job. She not done a job. Yeah,
and that call center not even job. So she have a whole subject and she have to use them to go call center. Can get a good job. Them no business about the young people them at Jamaica. Yeah?
And if you dress up in a stocking and
for the what? You got on that phone? Them out hey, you know, say them thing I get my body now. When you really mean that? What you say? Repeat again.
Yes, man, them have to dress up like office work, them go. Yeah, them have to dress up in a stocking and flat shoes and nice clothes, jacket and all and sitting there.
Jacket and what? So when you get them money they for buy it, you saw them out of that?
Yeah, I see all the boy them just in a tie, a nice shirt and so like a nice job, them go, yeah. True,
you see it? Eh?
Yeah, my daughter worked there, yeah.
That's what I'm about them. Them not stand up for poor people, man. Them can't chat to me, man. Can't chat to me as long as them are press the poor. Me and them are have it out. Me and them have it out. Yeah, man.
Them wicked, Mr. Alonso. Me they know say They say this man am young, you understand? And everybody deserve a chance. Everybody deserve a chance in a life. And they say, all right, everybody say, make him go, kind of look like a man trick them with the boat and trick them with the this.
Yeah, man.
Trick them.
I can't, you man. I can't, I know.
Yeah, man. Trick them with the clocks.
Yeah, man.
All the bike when they pan and ride all them foolish.
All them foolish. And then I take a bike from the youth them.
Yeah, and right now, he might take them away from them and them have to pay $15,000. Last week, I won Wally cut him, then car we look like a punish tongue. Guys, the police car them, we're gonna punish tongue. One Wally per bike pass.
I know, so sometimes them thief them and sell them back door. When them take them away, them thief them and sell them back. I be a thief, I be a criminality, you know. Around the place, you know. Yeah, man.
Because them are thieves.
Be a criminality.
Yes.
That's why I see me have not them. I'm going to business where I hold them accountable. And you have some people that are going like them ears like it tough like them brain one they silt. Like some river way back up, you know, with sand and thing and debris. Yeah, man, them brain one they silt, man. Cause you for be Jamaican. You can't make no man trick about no party, no do it.
No, sir, no party around here for me.
You understand? Yeah, man, run them when they come. Me I tell them and run them way. Run them way.
They can't come after me, because bush me live. They can't come in my lane.
All right.
They can't come in my lane. They can't come in my lane because they know me. They know me well, they can't come in my lane.
All right.
And if me work, me work kind of for their money I pay me. Kind of for their money I pay me. You understand? Because they not get my vote. No way again, Mr. Alonso.
All right,
man. You see one man and him know you well, he say, hold on, you usually live out of East, out of Rockford.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, one man, he know you well, he know your mother, he know Mr. Brown, your father, and him tell me all about you, and me tell him, say, your program, me listen.
Yeah, man,
You say, no, weird man.
Remember, tell you something, because I used to come up them side of talk, so he know me for true, man. Me used to be there about, you know. Me tell you something, and I tell them again, me not do tabloid. Me go every parish, some place, I go it unbelievable. True music, you know, me there everywhere, you know. So when them feeds me not know the place, me know where you're there. Me come up there for true. Yeah, man, that's true matter, man. Yeah, man.
Yes, he tell me, and you guys know you well, man, and know your sister.
Yeah, man.
And his mother name is Dar, usually have one shop somewhere out.
Oh, yeah, man, Mr. Son. Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, Mr. Son, we shot and brown, and we call him cock. I don't know if I cock them and call
him cock. Yeah, man. We know,
man.
You know your man,
and you say my talk, we are my talk, and them tell you, say, oh, win.
Yeah, man.
Good man, that
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Good man. You know, yeah, man. I'm Mr. Son, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Mr. Ray have one shop. Mr. Ray have one shop.
Yeah, man. True matter.
Mr. Ray have one shop. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I try to get you from a day, but he say can't reach to you for big you.
Give me number and tell him for short, my man. Just give me number and tell him short me. Yeah, man. Let me tell you this, but everywhere, you know. I that them don't understand. Say sometimes when if them call me name me ear, cause them don't know who me know. And when me tell them say yo, me know people, you know. You know, when me have some criminal police and them get up and talk and me say yo, you are criminal. And you hear them about bite up them say them. If me ever fling out pan something pan then they run up and down. Me there everywhere. Me at the win and a joke me I make. And them can't go around me neither. In a nothing at all, they can't go around me. I just want a better Jamaica where I keep it to you.
In the street you get learning from me now. Yeah, a street you get your learning from me now.
Good. So you know them can't go around me. They have no sense. When me see them I laugh after them, I want. And me just tell them, say, listen me. This man, do not play with me. Come in a joke. Uno crush the poor and needy. Remember, say me I come off of uno straight. Me and the poor and needy are friends. Until the last breath. Rich and greedy me and then can be friend. Yeah.
And you are right, the country have to change.
Of course. Not say nothing, man. But there, man.
Change, man.
All right. All right. All right, sis. Later. All right, bless. Yeah, man. Up. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But I see what's going on. Yeah, man.
But you see, Wayne.
Yes.
You see? How can a young person survive on $20,000 every 2 weeks? Does that make it? And they must dress up like they're going to work at in the bank or something. How can they? Where them get money to buy the clothes to look the part that they don't have the job for?
Then that me I say, man. Because them force if you do these things, you know, maybe you got to cut a loan from one of the loan places and have to pay interest on it, you know. Go buy a 5 shirt now because so you have 5 days a week, and you have to have 5, and then you have to pay them, and then you know they might tell you if you just a week, you have to have your subject, and when you go in there, you know, you're gonna sit down, hello, yes, okay,
but who owns the call center?
Them prime minister, some of them friend own the call center them. So when them get the little contract, them I give the people them little and no type. Remember $15 hour, you know. The cheapest, you know. Again. So right away, you know, 2 hours give $3,000, right? 3,000 mash. Yeah. 2 hours are 3,000 mash. 2 hours alone. So if you do 8 hours, you see how much money that you make?
Yeah. It makes no sense. It really makes no sense.
So in just one day, just like 2 day money.
Jesus.
One day money, I pay them. I pay them for 2 weeks. 2 day money, I pay them for the 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Dr. Clark is saying no new taxes.
No, so it don't make no sense. Let me tell you why it don't make no sense, no, ma'am. Look, no, Maria. All right, so bread, the people buy a slice, one, when you slice of bread for $30, no, 1 slice of bread, right? The bread, in 2016, when Anjo come in, Anjo, you said people are propaganda. Bread did $150. How much your bread now, Anjo? You just wait by that to me just tell you now. How much your bread now, Anjo? $400 and $500. So you are telling people them say, are you alone that spend propaganda? If them have no job and then bread gone to that. See? Everything we're going on plus tax. Your light bill, people can pay like more people at show up light. By the way, the rich boy them thief light too. We know, you know. You understand?
But you know something, who likes a bargain like a rich person?
Them thieves, they not like pay money. And them thieves, them use poor people
they do not.
It's a slavery and they turn back. And some people listen to these people and I say, don't make them stifle now. That's why I do my own thing for man. And let me tell you this. You see me? Long time when I do my work. Remember my bill place, I see Gilbert dropping out, 88, you know. And my bill houses, but like my bill, Mama Julia, one of the first person who bill back fair thing, go up and Mama D go bill our thing, this spam thing off a bill. And I just go around and I bill the old people, them just build back them thing. But bill it free, you know. You fix back them things free for them, you know. Because you have to do that because them are old people. Them people they burn back way back down there so you make and the place mashed down and them old bill up here to make sure how far them fly to go you fix that because we can't do it, but you not look the money from them. You're going, you know, with government. But that's just my art, you know. See? So we do the one of them things from a long time and then you go down so can't repair things. So me have when I do my music, me still have my trade and I do my thing them see me. So me alright. So I balance myself. And then when I do my first from this woman farm my first label and keep my first show back from 1992 me keep my first show. Then I start fly out people. Sometimes I have 14 people. Remember, you know, me I fly Sugar Miner, me I fly Sugar Miner, Michael Buck, the Quenchade, the sound, me not call the sound Freddie Cougar, come you know, always a Freddie Cougar. I run bad for them from Gleaner Company. My youth from Video Saturday. Like 13 people where I fly one time. I keep showing down in St. Lucia. I was there in a Barbados where you look me I fly out the whole band with Yami Bolo, Lady Tiger.
Love Yami Bolo, yeah.
Because one of them are my brother, you know. Because remember me, I keep the show. If you look at one of my videos, I'm coming always have footage of these things, so I keep them, I use them, I put them. So, you know, when you look at me thing, you see. That's why when you hear some people call me name say, me want to turn police. Can you imagine me I fly people and I keep show all over the world and I do all kind of things. But me want to turn police, so couldn't pay me. You know, see, that's why you can't believe in us. Not always some guys say, you know. And when them tell a lie, be a face lie now, you use it and mark them and say, can you imagine how much poor people pick me? When you tell life and kill us in a prison, you look at nastiness, you know. I know when a civilian affair high, on a piece of germs box. You understand? We never put them, man. So me keep it real. Me keep it real. Me not go wrong kind of man. Me keep it real, man. You know, I foolishness,
and that is the problem because you know, where poor people sit down there and they are so in need, and the rich and greedy sit down and think how much more they can pressure them, and they do it, and then come and say, oh, you know, we cannot do without foreign investment. At whose expense? At whose expense? When is it going to work to benefit the people? And this idea that they have to do it to pay police and nurses and teachers, it hasn't happened. and it's not happening. So you have to do something different.
You see, when I go out with, as we say, it's a two-mode, it's a two-way sword. Because when I come and tell you, when a man say we're good, like they think that said the first time we cut down this, that a Nigel just read that, and then you have the private sector come and say, well, we can't go, we're not growing up because we not have it to go and not grow. He might tell them, say them not growing up, then them not work. They were sub-zero. And that him can just come out and tell them, So now sub-zero still, when they not do nothing, You could have just said it.
But you know something, the private sector sit down and drain the Jamaican people,
man.
And then turn around and say they're not this and they're not that, and then you hear how much profit they make. So how you say you're not making it? You're draining the people. You're not doing anything, and then you turn around and say yes, but we made a profit. We've been making profits. I mean, look at Grace Kennedy's profits. I mean, come on now, seriously.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with them making profit because they're in business to make profit, and we understand that.
Yes,
we do understand that. But at the same time, what about the people? What about the country? How much are you putting back into that country? And don't tell me that you're giving it to them to pay PAP or whatever the program is to give them how much $1,000 and food. No, put the factories in there. They will go and work.
And the factories,
give them the work. Pay them properly. They will go in. You don't have to give them a handout. They will go. Give the handout to the destitute, those who people, the elderly, those who can least afford it. Give those people the hand up that they need. Sure. But put the factories back. Put the factories. You have three counties.
Put back some factories.
Cornwall, Middlesex, I'm sorry.
But remember,
put factories in each of them.
Let me just remind them something. When Jamaica full of factories, when you go down a Belleville, Ashenheim Road, they have Serval, you have every factory, matches factory, you have the buckle factory, you have every factory, DNG buckle, they have the factory,
But remember, all
and they have plastic containers, they have BH, they have every factory, Don't have Belleville.
But remember Spanish Town Road?
Yes, Spanish Town Road. So remember, I said even out of East, out of Carreras, remember they were at South Campus, Canada, and we not go there, so. I remember I said out of 11 mile, they have factory out there. They have Goodyear out of St. Thomas there. So they have butter. Remember when they have butter?
They had the Aki factory.
They have Aki factory too, man. I remember say we have MC.
The orange juice factory down in Maple, the big orange juice.
Of course. Remember we have Creamer, they did it too. And you remember say we have Creamer was there. And Facey commodity, Facey them carrying them up.
Facey commodity. It wasn't only DNG. It was not only DNG.
No,
Nestle,
DNG.
all of those things.
Then we have a train. Remember we have a train? Remember we have recreation, because we have all our theatre houses, including Harborview driving and them thing there, We have to
and War Theatre
up, Carry. Remember we used to have the ferry go across the road. So I remember we have a train. Remember we have plane too. So if we lose all these things in 2023, we don't have nothing like this. And you say, well, we'll move forward. You can't tell me that.
That is a forward moving country. Because
that is a backward moving country.
Yes, the focus is on tourism.
And we have the bus. We have the bus. Better than this. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And the tourism is not really bringing in the money like that, because they say, we have 2 million visitors. But guess what? When you just do the simple math. When a person books a flight, a vacation, they don't book it for Air Jamaica.
No.
They don't call up Air Jamaica and book it. They book it for Delta, American Airlines, all of those.
So, where are those
planes located?
And our money.
Yeah. And where are those planes located? Where are they headquartered? Not in Jamaica.
No.
So when they talk about, when they go to the hotels,
them book overseas,
inclusive and everything is flown into those hotels.
Don't go to pay the little taxes.
Everything is flown in there,
Yes. Remember you book hotel. Remember me book right. You can't book hotel now. You book it online. The money stay in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So and I like to go to Jamaica. I go in the bank of Jamaica. No. When them ready, them get them thing and them spend it so. All inclusive. So you just go down there and go into the camp.
All inclusive. So everything is provided there. But and my thing is that you have the hotels. How much local produce do those hotels?
Them import things.
Purchase.
Them import things.
Everything is imported.
Yes.
Everything is important.
Let me tell you something.
And then you fight the little man who is juggling with him little jerk pan and him roast breadfruit stand and him roast plantain stand and him roast
you mash them up.
You mash them up.
Yes.
But remember now, remember before the highways when it used to take a whole day to get from Kingston to
All right. Remember we used to.
And whether you're driving through Constant Spring Road.
Remember the Keson bus? Yes.
Capital,
Junction, anyway.
Or you going to go all the way around to Spur Tree Hill and go through Holland Bamboo. Remember you go through place.
Yes.
Yeah, but them orange stand and them mango stand and them roast yam and
yes, man. But hear this. You remember what them time there, Them time Jamaica look big because when you take one of them country bus there, we stop at everywhere, Yeah, night I reach, it stop at every town. But the time it plays so big and thing because it stop with the thing on the top.
But you know something, Wayne? This is the thing, so if you're going to Montego Bay, so that's an all-day trip. So that you're going to go to Montego Bay and come back.
No, you can't come back. When you go Black River and go them play, you can't come back, yes.
Wait, people had a little stops to make, because
if you're traveling, so you're going to Mandeville.
Of course. So you're going to Mandeville. And by you come out of Mapen Good, you hit Porous Road, man. And all the little stands, and everybody stop on those stands.
Yeah, man.
That was, you know what for those communities? It put money in the pockets of those people in those communities.
We got Island Pan, them have the
when you build the highway, and nothing against building the highway, you shut out those people now,
Yes,
Do you have rest stops on the highway where those people can still set up their little roast yam and fruit stand and everything and still make some money to benefit themselves and their families?
Yes,
that is the problem. There's no forward thinking. They're moving forward, but they're backwards.
I'm not tell you, but everything with them do backward. Undercover say, boy, I'm love listening to big you. Undercover cops of a big you. Undercover cops of a big you,
What one undercover? This is the team, my brother. Man. No, we cannot sit down and allow them to just walk over the Jamaican people. We have to speak up for them because they don't get to see and they don't even understand some of the times too. Yes. What the government is saying to them, they really don't understand it, It sounds good because they're calling big figures.
Yes.
$1 trillion budget. Okay, $1 trillion budget. That means we're going to get hospital, we're going to get good schools. And when
you not get nothing,
break it down, you're not getting a thing because all of that they have to service the debt, which is understandable. They have to service the debt, and by the time they pay themselves and their cronies, and by the time they siphon off some for themselves, there's nothing left to do anything. Nothing left to do.
Matter of fact, they might take your money. Matter of fact, they might take your father money or your brother money where you have a little car to help make it up because of that them say. So they might give them issue more ticket to you. Where you think you are right, you have to pay more money for gas plus the tax. Plus them.
But look at the man that they ticketed for having the toolbox in his car. But look at the man that they ticket for having a toolbox in his car. Does it make any sense?
Listen.
I mean, I understand the police should have exercised some discretion.
No, but that can't be a law. It cannot. You can't have the toolbox if you punch right now. You cannot. So, no, a foolish thing though. You ask the police and tell it a fool. I don't know what it is.
But you say, like you always say, once a policeman and twice a civilian.
Yeah.
He could also be in a civilian clothes, and driving someone a policeman, pull him over who doesn't know that he's a policeman and he has a toolbox in his car.
And ticketing.
Should he also get a ticket?
Of course, because they want to say squaddy, and that not work neither. That's not supposed to work. You understand?
No, that's supposed to. You're wrong. You know something the other day. This it was a sheriff. It wasn't a sheriff, but this captain for a precinct was pulled over.
Yes, the black one you're talking.
It was a black one.
The big man?
No.
In the pullover still,
white guy. Okay. It was night, but he was drinking.
Yes.
And he was pulled over. And when they pulled him over, they recognized each other because that was the man who pulled him. That was his boss he pulled over.
Yes.
And he said to him, this is embarrassing for me, right? Yeah. And he said, yes, but I have to do my job.
You have to do his job.
He has to do his job. And he did his job. He did his job because he had him. He said, were you drinking? And when he asked him if he was drinking, he said, he admitted that he was drinking.
Of course.
But he also said, this is embarrassing for me.
Yes. But him can't do no better,
in that moment, he was humbling himself,
yes.
Knowing that he's going to face the consequences of his actions. He humbled himself. He never carry on ratch and go on like, you know who I am. No, he didn't do that.
Sis, besides for cut. I'm going to turn to Scotty. Scotty, make a reason with you. I know Scotty say, change the name, change the game, vote UIC. Scotty, I'm going to ask a question and answer me honestly. No, I'm going to ask him a question because them still have come up with that thing there. All right, so tell me something, Scotty. Can I ask Mr. Patterson the other day? if participant, you vote for UIC, them have 63 candidates, sir. Them vetted. Them get vetted. I mean, I talk about very vetted. Can we can interview them and think. Them have 63 candidates. Can remember, you know, forget a shot for turn a prime minister, you know. You have to have the candidates. You can't get up and say something where you don't have a candidate. So anything where you say you are out of your mind if you not do that. So you have to have a slate of candidates. You need a slate of candidates. And then we have to see them CV and we have to vet them and do everything. You have that, sir. Just remember, just check and make sure you have that before you even say this. I tell Mr. Patterson already. We know they have to play and just talk, but if stop do that, him don't have them. But you said this is not a dolly house business. No, me tell them all the while. I know disrespect, but just hear what I tell you. Just get your 63 candidates, vet them and make you know them vet because we want to run them set speed and do what and what. And then him can't talk, so he can't say, okay, him can't get a shot at the prime ministership. You all one can't turn a prime minister. Impossible. And if you have 10 people, if people don't vote for the 10, you never start work and think people that soon work and start do house to house and do anything already. You have to do these things. Yeah. Oh, you have to vote for just get up on the line and say vote for what? Oh, where you vote for? See, people go vote for you and do them, they and do all kind of things. So the place tape, Scotty. Get real, no better man. But you see, that's an easily solvable situation. Remember NDM, National Democratic Movement. NDM and them get so close and they couldn't get no. You don't have it now. Scotty, we just say yes. Don't tell me the lie. We just interview upon thing that we just interview Mr. Patterson. Parati show. Just the other day. Go look back on it. Yes, I remember that, yes. Yeah, just a few weeks ago. Never have them. We just see them put up 6 people. And 6 people you can't. No, you need 63. You 63 to form a government. And the six, yeah, if you have a local government, you have to have 200 and something. So councillor for say you try win something now, yeah, like NDM win the most in that council, exactly. In a council division. But did they exactly? But did they become the government of the day? And they had seasoned politicians. Yes. And they had a better structure too. So you have to do that first and get them, and then you try them, come out, we interview them and do them thing. And that's what I tell you. But he should. You understand? So don't vote if you don't have them, because we don't have the time for that. Just get them. And then we'll put up the brochure, make us see them and everything and work and talk to them and do. So we are do it nicely for you. Instead of we just say, go, make this. There is no way you can't turn a prime minister if you don't have the candidates. If you don't have but you see, so they have to be the majority too. So you have to if you don't have them there, candidates. Good. So you have to have them there. You have to vet them. You see me I say? Yeah. You do that, and then when you do that, and you get to me, we interview them and do the thing them, brother. So see, we have to keep it real. You understand? So we keep it real and talk to you real. So we don't do something that we are guests. Can we tell the man them? Can remember, it's a democratic country, and if you don't have the candidates them yet and them thing, then we vet them and then we can interview them and then them start go out and push out themselves. It don't make no sense when they on the platform and say vote for where you vote for 6 of them that you're not gonna turn a prime minister. You're not gonna get the change. No, and the thing is when he has to win the most seat and them thing there. So but them have to vet and everything and them thing. You understand? So these are the things where turn a man in a prime minister. And we have to know these things. And I just say one man like me say, hey, I turn a prime minister. Oh. Yeah, but you know something, Wayne? If UIC had a slate of 63 candidates that they could field, and you have the PNP there 63 and the JLP there 63. And if he got, say, of the 63, he got 30, UIC got 30, he still couldn't form the government. You understand me? And say so he would have to form a government with another party. Yes. If it was so, if there were 3, so he has to field 63 candidates and win the majority, which is over 40, to become prime minister. And also to become prime minister, we need to see your policies, my friend. What is your manifesto? And it can be anything that you just pick out of the ear and just that me tell them, with all respect, I can't reason Scotty. So me just tell them and them, yeah, do that, man, and then you just scare them and me do that, man. Because some stay no, but we keep it real. We don't bother. We don't do things we don't read. We don't talk things we don't. You understand? Me just see here and I say, Mr. Lonesome, same train, I'm have a 7-seater, and I'm chewing 4 grand gas. We got Ochi. Him pay 5 grand on the toll. Oh God, man. This makes sense. Yeah. You put 4 grand gas to go Ochi, but you pay 5 grand on the toll. That mean 5 grand go, or 5 grand go and come. Ian, you have to answer me back there, so because that mash up my head. 5 grand. No, this alone mash up my head, you know. Eh? You can pay a 5 grand a 1 way or 2 way. Eh? Oh, go and come. A 5 grand go and come with 5-seater. Okay. 5 grand go and come. 5 grand for just drive, go up the road this and come back. 5 grand. For some people that have work that, you know, you just drive on a piece of road where they say we have road and you pay 5 grand. So if you forget that now and catch a next road, so you go down like down in a Clarendon area, you have to pay a next toll money again. That don't make no sense to me. Look at Jamaica, look what they charge people. The toll fee too high for what people are work. It's too high.
And the finance minister is saying no.
No, we don't want to join up, no man. Scotty, you ask too much. We just tell you what to do. Me not join a party. If we don't join party, we don't join party long time. So I'm not joining no party. So you not ask why not join a party? I don't want to join a party. Me good.
My command is dead long
time. Yeah man, me's a man dead. Me no want to join a party. You understand? Yeah. You see me I say, no man, no, me no want to join a party. If we don't join a party, we have to ask why we don't just join a party. We don't want to do that. See? We want to be the watch lion. We're good. See me I say, yeah man. Now run up and down and say that and that we want to hold some people to a different kind of changes, you know. Because remember I say the local media, them not work, you know, them in a pocket, you know, and them thing there. So we don't want to do that. You see me I say? Don't want to do it. Yeah man.
But you know, when you see the local media push the envelope the way you are doing it anyway, even Jeffrey, you push you know, to make a better Jamaica, because the politicians would realize that at every corner they are being cornered. You know, everywhere they are being cornered, so they can't get away with anything. But they're not doing it.
They might hold them to account. Hear this. Somebody said them impersonal see, Louis impersonal see a man buy a bag of dog food and put it in a pickup truck. Chuck back in a transport authority stop and charge him fee. Them can't charge it, brother.
That's madness.
Brother, this Jamaica. No man, can we have a transport authority? Come on now. You know, them take Jamaican fee that. That's the thing they now put over the Chinese and put over the big man them, you know. If me put anything, me I buy me drop around 8 seat. And me drop the whole of them there. Me have a big space and I can buy anything and put in my thing. Carry no care what me I put in it, I'm good. 8.
But a carrier's, but if they're saying they must get carrier's
huge. I'm gonna put anything in it and no what stop me. We can put things like a trailer thing on the back of it, rent something from you all and drive it and nobody not say nothing to me. You understand?
No, but they're asking for a carrier's license. Carrier's license only apply to people who are in construction
and the commercial work. Yeah, the commercial work.
But not the regular person.
Not the private vehicle.
And by they apply to carrier's license. Don't apply to private people. Carrier's license apply to corporations and companies.
That is companies.
You know, it's and it always over a certain amount of workers you must have, and that's all. So I don't understand why you cannot put a bag of dog food in. That makes no sense. So you can't carry groceries in the car then.
This is a joke.
That makes no sense.
Hold on this. Carla.
Yes, I am.
What answer?
I just chip in for your thing a little bit, yeah. I did for shout you earlier on, because, you know, I don't want to stray from your point where you have this, but you see the news in Scotland with Nicola Sturgeon and her husband. You see it?
We don't go through it yet, you know.
Go through it, man. You need to go through that because you are going now. And the same fraud, remember I said she are the leader of the SMP now.
No.
And them arrest the husband, you know, for fraud, you know. Not money, you know. Them arrest the husband, you know. She just retired with the gun, you know. She just stepped down, you know.
Me know she stepped down. She stepped down, yeah, man.
Them arrest the husband today and I investigate them now. So, you want to see now what the difference between Jamaica police and them police, yeah, over here.
The difference? Jamaica police and a police. I'm a politician. They're a politician.
Listen, brother. It goes to show you don't need for other take off nothing more. It goes to show that the powers that be in Jamaica or corrupted, cookish, name it. Every single one of them. And no matter who you see gone in there and pretend as them are this kind of that. Just put on some jacket and tie and are the same thief to all of them. And protect them one another. It's a gang. You understand me? But we just call if you want you highlight or something, you know, because I will
look on it when me done, man. Because my sister should move out of it and thing. But you know what? The next thing in America there's so too. Yeah. No, man, I soon see that, man. Remember some place, you know, so I know it's running on. So you know it go. Alright, cool. Alright, cool, brother. Yeah, man. Yes, yes. Yeah, man.
That can happen in Jamaica, you know, is they choose not for it not to happen.
Them choose not.
That can happen in Jamaica.
Of course.
They choose not for it to happen. Because you see, like you said, the JCF are all politicians. They are not independent of the government, they should be independent of the government. It's like the Department of Justice in any country is independent of the government, even though it changes with the different administrations.
Yeah,
it is still independent of the party.
It must be.
So it must be, but not in Jamaica.
No, I'm a politician.
Not in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Because the Commissioner of Police should have brought in his investigators. Should have brought in SSL people long time ago.
Let me show you the man corrupted too. The man go meet Andrew when he come. The Sir Googs and Crab go meet Andrew at the airport when he come in when he sing down to Trouble Zion. And I'm at me and I thought, I can't believe this. The man a politician. Me think him a police. You leave and go and there, go meet and I come out. So it's a friend business. You never see it.
Exactly.
I go play it back for now. And nobody, the media houses not said nothing about it. You know,
I'm saying the media, if they were doing what you are doing, and Jeff and Will and just hold the same line. Be serious about it and don't be curry favor and don't have any, you know, because none of us have any dogs in this race, you know. We don't.
No.
But still, you have to look at the thing, examine it, and call the spade the spade.
Of course.
No, nobody hates Andrew Holness, you know.
No.
Nobody hates
But we are in a country.
We're saying
what
you are doing is wrong. And so you have to be held accountable and people have to ask you questions. You know, like, then you need to, if you can't take the heat, then get out of the kitchen and let somebody else take over the kitchen. But it cannot be that you have a system of government in place where everybody is above the law. Everybody, except poor people.
All right.
Except poor people.
Yeah, man.
You know?
I'm not up now, you know, but hold on. Carla.
Yeah, man.
Hold on, Carla. Hello. You're blessed. I'm gone. All right, I'm not up in a sister car,
man, no problem.
Later again, you know, because we have to blaze some other fire. We have some other turbo fire for blazing, but in the later. But people when I listen to Andrew, when I listen to Andrew. Yeah? All right, sis, later.
All right. Blessings. Have a safe one. Yeah, man,
cool. Yeah, man, I have a blaze, you know. Yeah, man. Can I say it knock up to the 2, you know. So I have to play this before, you know, because I remember say, we're going to have a jolly time in the summer. Watch this.
Association with Wayne Lonesome and Angie Charity Foundation presents Run Things Fest Day 2 on June the 25th, 2023, featuring live performance by Jamaican international star Louis Culture, Luki D, Jigsy King, plus support by Canadian artists Lucky Ross, Steve Knight, Sample King, Mel C, Mr. Blaze, Richie C, Gregory Culture. Admission for this event is $60. VIP $100. Music by Lionheart, Moose Dunn, King Vower, and Freddy Krueger. Hosted by Groovy K. Run Things Fest takes place at 72 Dynamic Drive, Scarborough, Canada. Doors open from 12 p.m. Showtime 4 p.m. sharp. For more information, call 1764-192693 or 647-773-8399 or 647-984-2992. Don't miss it. There is a Run Things promotion. Part proceeds of this event goes to Wayne and Angie's Foundation. So don't miss it. Support it. Chris Goldfinger endorse it.
Man! Tonight a festival that, you know. Enough people that now miss. Remember we telling you that. Later, you know, soon come play some more fire, because we're going to touch you and then forward again, yeah? Soon forward. But there, yeah? Up. Bless.